What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe, No Days Off DFS, here to bring you a quick NBA slate breakdown for the 5-game NBA slate we got today. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content your boy drops over here on the channel, and drop a like on this video if this video or any of my other videos content help you guys win some money. Speaking of winning some money, yesterday our builders for all three prize picks, DraftKings and FanDuel, cashed out yesterday. If you guys are on the Patreon or on the membership tab, you definitely are able to get that sauce right there. Also, on top of that, our shit pick prop plays didn't do too bad either. Got hooked on 2 of them, missed completely on 2. Didn't expect for the the Minnesota Timberpups to blow out the Denver Nuggets. And I mean, Randall started off hot. Really thought it was going to be continuous of what he was doing over these last several games. Was a good matchup, especially, you know, rebounding wise. Rudy's still limited. Figured it would have still went in the direction that we needed to go right there. And then Desmond Bane, just a fall off in regards to rebounds today. Really, truly was head scratching on that one. Ja hooked on his assists. He actually went into scoring mode and didn't do too much of anything else except for scoring. Went back and forth with Colin Sexton. The game stayed close. Would have expected the assist from him here in this spot, but it is what it is. And then Dante just didn't get to see the run because it wasn't needed. They were blowing the Nuggets out, which is really, really just sad. But I mean, everything else cashed, so good over there on shit picks. Now, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna critique myself because this right here, I even said it. Tonight was a night about getting the value right. The Raptors, they're limited. They legit had 8 players to play. They ended up playing 7 players. No, not even 7. They ended up playing pretty much 6 players is what they ended up doing. Which we gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it because honestly, I'm so pissed off about the Raptors, man. You have 8 available players to play. Technically, you had 9, but because Chris Bouchard, he technically could have played. You didn't play Chris Bouchard. That was a legit DNP. Coach's decision not to play him. On top of that, Shaheed playing pretty well in the first half. Does not come back out in the second half simply because, and I quoted from a beat writer, someone on the timeline, said he was too efficient playing too well in the first half that they pulled him. Bro only got 5 assists and 5 points. He was 2 of 6 from the field. What you mean? That was efficient. Jakob Poeltl, 17 minutes. I honestly thought Yaka, being a vet, would have actually got to play and still should have played. I mean, 17 minutes in this game. You ran Castleton 40, Rhodes 43, Battle 38, Lawson 36, Orlando Robinson 32, and Orlando Robinson, of course, was the pivot over Jakob Poeltl. It just was so pull my hair out. Just fuck. Legit, it was just fucked. And then if you're tanking, how the hell you end up beating the 76ers still with that right there? You got out-tanked by the originators of tanking is pretty much what happened. Ricky Council out here playing 33 minutes. Jeff Downing Jr., 27. Quentin Grimes still out here playing 31 limited minutes. Dropping 29 points, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Just still going haywire crazy, man. But this right here, honestly, the Raptors right there, once I saw the tomfoolery going on inside of that for me, I was like, yeah, nah, I'm screwed. And then freaking Onyeka Okongwu wants to go out here and get into massive foul trouble, which limited his upside completely because he kept getting yanked left and right because he was picking up fouls over and over again. But if you listen to the breakdown and you played a low-owned Trae Young, you definitely did very well along and paired him up with Miles Bridges, who continues to just go off and probably could have had a triple-double as well. His minutes are weird, too. So I noticed what they do with Miles. Miles will start the third quarter, right? Plays roughly about 3 to 4 minutes into the third quarter, and then he gets pulled. Doesn't come back in until, like, the end of the third and plays pretty much the whole fourth. But it's the NBA. I mean, the thought process was there. It was there. The core overall, I'm not gonna lie, it was a shitty core on the day. Nobody reached any potential. I mean, Battle, he eventually got there, but Shaheed pulled, just didn't play. Jakob Poeltl pulled, just didn't play. Onyeka Okongwu, it is what it is. It is what it is. But bounce back spot, 5-game slate. We live, we learn, we keep it rolling, we keep it going. Hopefully someone else was able to take some of the information that I gave out, whether it be from the actual breakdown that I gave out here on the show, or just reading the notes and stuff that I put out right here. Either way, hopefully someone was actually able to do something pretty good. But yeah, Trae Young, prime spot versus a weak Hornets defense. He's been firing and gets another strong matchup, likely higher on than LaMelo. Still went out there and he freaking killed it, man. Just straight up freaking killed it. Gosh. Damn. How about those Thunders, bro? Washington Wizards taking on Detroit. Really no news over here to report for Washington. Over here for Detroit, same thing for them. Los Angeles Fakers, Luka Doncic's game time decision. They're already going to be without Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, Jackson Hayes, Maxi Kebler. We should see Alex Len get to start again here in the spot, or they possibly, well, I really do think it should be Alex Len. I don't think that we're going to end up seeing Vando get the start here. Luka dealing with that back issue, but he did play last time. He was questionable. I expect him to play again here. Dame Dalla, Giannis, they're both listed as game time decisions. Fully expect for them to play. Orlando Magic, no news for them. New Orleans Pelicans, Kelly O is still going to be out. Boston is going to be out. We saw them do this last game, and they actually started Bruce Brown. So I imagine we might see that same thing again where Bruce Brown gets to start. And I want to say Bruce Brown started at the point guard spot where everyone else shifted down. Pretty much you had Zion at the power forward spot. Carlos still plays some pretty good minutes, but just keep that in note that that's probably what they will do here in the spot for this. Brooklyn Shitters taking on the Chicago Bulls. No news really for Brooklyn. For the Bulls, though, we do. Lonzo Ball is doubtful to play, and Josh Giddey is going to miss a little bit of time. So the sweet run we were seeing from Josh Giddey, it's going to get a little shaken up again over here. They got Vooch slid as the starting center, but we did saw last time with him coming back, they're not starting him. Billy Donovan said that Vooch will eventually get his starting spot back, but not necessarily that he is back to being the starter. So I imagine that we should still see Zach Collins as the starting center right here. And then last but not least, Sacramento Kings taking on the Golden State Warriors, who are looking like one of the best teams in the league right now, outside of my OKC Thunder. Sabonis, he was progressing back towards being able to play. This is probably just a do-good thing right here. Let me see. Do they play tomorrow? So the Queens are on the front end of a back-to-back. I don't believe that we will see Sabonis play tonight. I would imagine that they'll hold him out for tomorrow to play him going up against the Suns. Or they could play him today if he's actually fully good to go and back, and hold him out tomorrow. So one of the two things will happen right there. Hopefully we get that news before the slate locks. Either way, if he's back, he might be limited because, I mean, come back from hamstring, right? Golden State Warriors, Kuminga, he's looking like he's returning. He looked like he's finally good to go when he's back. Was that an ankle sprain for him? That was one horrible ankle sprain. Damn. Podominski is still going to be out. Head on over to DraftKings, the site I play the most on the site. If you guys don't got an account and you want one, check the link down in the description box below so you guys get that deposit match bonus and join your boy over here on The King. Quick update real quick for you guys. I will not have any content tomorrow, or well, I will have a Flex Friday slip. That is the only thing that I will probably have put out for you guys along with NBA Core, but I won't have breakdown videos, any of that stuff. It's your boy's anniversary weekend. I've been married to my lovely wife going on 11 years. So, of course, we will be celebrating that this weekend. So, apologize to anybody that if you guys are looking for videos or something like that, won't have it. But if you hit me up, ask me questions or anything like that, I'll be able to answer those because, I mean, that's an easy day. I could text and do that. But we'll not have a video for you guys tomorrow. So, apologize on that. Be back next Monday. Washington Wizards taking on Detroit. This side of the ball, I mean, we already know it's going to still be the same old over here. Chris Middleton should start and play in this game right here for them. So we don't got to worry about the whole Koulibaly thing. Granted, they did start last game Champagnie. I know he didn't play the greatest, but he was still able to go out there, knock down, and get us some value. Played 31 minutes. I would imagine that they might do the same thing here again today. If that is going to be the case and we are going to get Champagnie slid into the starting lineup, I don't mind going back to him here as well. I mean, he eventually got there versus Detroit. Like, could be the same thing here again. Maybe a little bit more confidence. 2 of 8. You really kind of can't shoot no worse than that. So I'll give another shot right there for the value in him. Outside of that, of course, Jordan Poole didn't do the greatest out there in the spot. 26 minutes, only dropped 30.75 fantasy points. The game was decently somewhat within range before he got pulled. Hopefully, I would imagine Washington can come out here and keep it a little bit closer than what they did. But I really do hate these back-to-back games where they're still in the same city, same spot. It's not like it's a new home court advantage, playoff type field. None of that stuff. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why? If we want to be safe from this game, of course, as always, we will be looking towards our young guys over here. We're going to be looking towards the Alex Sarr, looking towards the Keyshawn George, who went out there, played phenomenal. 31 minutes, dropped 30.25 fantasy points, putting together a string of really great games. Bub Carrington, he went out there, he played 31 minutes, dropped 23.25 fantasy points. I'd focus on the young ones. I know Rashawn Holmes, he knocked somebody in the head last game out, but he played 22 minutes and he put up 28.25 fantasy points, putting up over a fantasy point per minute. He will be the the GPP option you could take, since he's not technically the starting center. He is going to play the minutes. He is going to split that role, but that's where you could honestly look over there. If I had to choose in regards to plays that I really would focus on from over here, it'll be Poole, it'll be Keon, and it'll be definitely going back to Champagne if he gets to start. I would definitely go there. Everyone else would be straight up just GPP options, and I'm not going to try to like find the diamond in the rough and all that. Not when we have other better games on the slate. Over here on the Detroit side, it's going to be the same old. Cade Cunningham, I don't have to talk him up. Jalen Duren, he should have smashed more than what he did in this spot. 25 minutes, 36.25 fantasy points. If the game maybe stayed a little bit closer, he probably could have played his normal 30 minutes and been able to completely smash it. Was not in foul trouble. Definitely had a double-double. I would imagine he should be able to go out here and do the same thing again. He possibly could be the high-owned center once again here in the spot. That's a possibility for him here. But I definitely don't mind it. It's decent enough of a spot. Would probably fit, especially with some of the studs that we got on state with Luka, Giannis, Dame, Zion, and everything else. There's some value in some of the other games later on that we can get to. So don't necessarily have to go to Duren as one of your mid-tier like safe plays to get to, but definitely someone that would be in contention and in a spot. Outside of that, Tobias Harris, 5,900, didn't have, to me, the best shooting night because I played his points, but didn't get there. So 5 of 12 from the field. That's definitely good to see that he can get up those shots. Played 31 minutes. Definitely be someone I wouldn't mind getting to if I didn't play like the Jalen Duren. If I'm focused on trying to play Cade, which Cade went out there. He did drop 54.5 fantasy points in 32 minutes. I would hope that he could be able to do something of the same possible triple-double because he was flirting with it last time. So definitely someone that you could possibly pair him up with would be Tobias Harris, would be your Jalen Duren. Amen Thompson got clocked in the head last game, but played 20 minutes, 19.25 fantasy points. Definitely 5600 is a bit especially because he's not playing those high minutes. The minute limit is off, but still looks like he's limited because he's not out there for the full run. Beasley will be your value option that you possibly can come to off the bench, but he has to legit knock down pretty much every single shot that he takes for him to be like, yes, I want to play Malik Beasley. Being that this is the first game in the slate, I really don't see where we have to get something from this game outside of Jalen Duren, and unless you're going to go and make the pivot and play Cade Cunningham. That's where I see us trying to get something from this game. The Los Angeles Fakers taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. It's Luka Doncic. It's Luka Doncic show. We've seen it on Dallas. We know what it's going to be. Go out there, pretty much can get himself a triple-double because he's going to have to do it all. If the scoring is just even better, he's going to explode. Play 41 minutes in a game versus Brooklyn Nets. 8 of 26 from the field, a little bit more efficient, and he would have had an explosive of a night. Would have put up Joker-like numbers with 70-plus fantasy points, something like that. But definitely Luka, opposing point guards, they've actually been cooking going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. I imagine he would have to be dealing with Taurean Prince defense. Yeah, it's going to be a little pesky, but Luka's still going up against the Bucks this season. He's dropped 60 and 68 fantasy points versus them already. Well, correction, did not. Last season, he dropped 60, 68 fantasy points going up against them. Last season, I would imagine without LeBron James, with the uses that he's going to have, even if he's not able to score efficiently, he still is going to be able to get the assists, go ahead and still rebound because, of course, they do the box out thing for him, things of that nature. He's a huge guard. He's going to find his way to be able to get some buckets as well. Maybe get into a shootout with Damian Lillard. It's not too much that you can throw at him to stop him unless you're actually, I would love to see Giannis actually defend and guard Luka. That would be pretty cool. But, yeah, Luka. 12K. I mean, that's your choice today is, am I paying up for Luka or am I paying up for Giannis? That's the decision that you actually have to make today. And it's not a bad one. And I don't think that you can go wrong with either or. Understand that one, he's going to have the usage. He's going to have the whole team to himself. He is the de facto guy. The other guy, he's playing 34 minutes a game and still can pop off in that time frame just because he is legit a freak of nature. That's the choice that you have to make. Now, both of them have 2 1Bs that you can go to. Austin Reeves is the 1B you can go to over here over Luka. Considering that last game, he went out there 36 minutes, shot 3 of 14. Look at that right there. 3 of 14 from the field. But still, himself almost triple-doubled. 17 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds. Yeah, a lot of it was him getting to the line. 44.5 fantasy points. So if you don't play Luka, you still got a pretty good, cheaper option than what the other 1B on the other team is right there that you can get to. Especially if you're going to play Giannis. Can't play Luka, I'm going to play Austin Reeves. Of course, I play Luka. Can't play Giannis. Instead, I'm going to play Dame. Hope Dame pops off right here. That'll be the way that I would look at that and go right there. Outside of that, Pretty glad that Gabe Vincent was able to go out there, get the minutes and burn that he did. Definitely has spoken him up, talked him up. Last time he ended up starting at the 2. If they go ahead and start him again, he's definitely going to be immense value that we can get to today. One of those players that can create his own shot, can knock down those threes and things of that nature. So I do love the upside for Gabe Vincent here. 4,500 once again. If all the defensive efforts are going towards Luka, are going towards Austin Reeves, you know that there's another player out there that still can create himself, can do a little bit of something too. I like that right there for going to Gabe Vincent. And with Gabe Vincent, of course, being out there in the starting lineup, the minutes to me seem secure. The bench that they have over here is really not. You're playing your bench players pretty much. Like, they're ragtagging it right now. Outside of that, if they give Dalton Connect the start again, 4,800. I honestly cannot imagine them trying to have him guard Giannis. I know that's going to be Dorian Finney-Smith and Vando's job. So definitely just being able to see that he's going to have to get the shot attempts. He's going to be out there shooting. 4,800. That would be your pivot off of playing Gabe Vincent if you think Gabe Vincent is going to be highly owned and you think Dalton can go out here and have a much better shooting night and a much better night overall. So I don't mind going to that right there. So those would be honestly your best value options over here on the Lakers if you do get off of the chalkier place of the main two. Dorian Finney-Smith, I just think he's a horrible fantasy point per minute player. I'm not going to go there. Shake Milton, he's going to command some bench usage right there. If they give him some more run than what they gave him, the 6 minutes going up against the Brooklyn Nets, I wouldn't mind that right there, but definitely be more of a GPP target. Milwaukee Bucks, it's the same old over here for me. Giannis, Dame be the main 2 players I don't want to go to. I pretty much broke it down when I was speaking on it on the Lakers side of things. Kuzma, really not paying off that price tag being at 6'2". You can mess with that if you want to. Hope that he magically has a pop-off game. This is one of his former teams that he used to, one of his former teams because he has played for a couple teams now, that he has played for. So you definitely can mess with that. Hope for the revenge narrative, so on and so forth, going up against the Lakers because he did get to play them when he was on Washington. He dropped 30 and 19 fantasy points. He did put up a legit fantasy point per minute because those are the exact amount of minutes that he played in those games. So if you want to get off of the 2 higher owned or higher price studs over here, you can mess with a Kuzma, but understand that you're probably going to be in the bottom of the leaderboard if you do that. That's just my take on that right there. I really do not trust Kuzma. It looks like a reduced role. He's not really paying it off. I'm not seeing the opportunities here in this game necessarily for that. For me to be like, yeah, this is the spot that we need to get to Kyle Kuzma. Now, Brook Lopez, on the other hand, he's out there. He's stretching the floor. He looks like he's in rhythm. He's shooting very well. I don't mind going to him at 5,400. I do think that he can pay that off, and I wouldn't mind playing him right here. Taurean Prince, Gary Trent Jr., all these other guys, it was crazy that Taurean Prince at one point was the leading scorer in that game for them versus the Indiana Pacers. That's just bonkers to me. But Taurean Prince, Gary Trent Jr., Kevin Porter Jr., AJ Green, all these guys would be GPP options. It's really just going to be Giannis and Dame for me. Sprinkle of Brook Lopez, Kyle Kuzma would be like, damn, I got to play something over here. Brooklyn Nets taking on Chicago Bulls. This one should be a good game to me because it's 2 shit teams going up against each other. Really nothing to play for except for just like they out there having vibes and, you know, it's their job. Cam Thomas, he's just, wow. I cannot believe that he was not more owned than what he was last game. 32 minutes versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, 34.25 fantasy points. D'Lo will be back this game. That's not going to matter to me because still D'Lo's back. A good point guard out there, be able to pass the rock to Cam. Cam's still going to be able to go out there and find 100 shots, 6,400. I'll still play that. Cameron Johnson gets a boost with D'Lo being back. Someone will be able to play make, get him the rock, things of that nature. Wouldn't mind playing Cameron Johnson either. Honestly, everybody in the starting 5 for the Brooklyn Nets are in play. All of them. All of them. I would say we just got to hope D'Lo continues to play close to 30 minutes because he should be able to pay that off here once again. Just the playmaking upside, the points. If depending on what they have his assist at on the books, because as we can see, he gets the minutes, he can actually go out there and get us about 7, maybe 8 assists. I would mess with that right there if that's what they got him at on the books. If you can get some plus money on 6 assists, 7 assists, I would take it. Claxton, of course, is going to be a great matchup for him. He just has to actually be on the floor, don't get himself in foul trouble, and maybe get some lobs and putbacks and things of that nature. But if I got to rank these guys over here for the Brooklyn Shitters, Cam Thomas will be up there at the top. Then it'll be Cam Johnson, then my boy Zaire Williamson, D'Angelo Russell, Keon Johnson. That's the Keldon. Oh yeah, Keon Johnson. That's how I rank them over here for me. Not really gonna mess with the bench or anything like that. Then flipping on the flip side over here to the Chicago Bulls. This really sucks that Josh Giddey, after all the work that he's put in, everything that he was doing, was playing amazing ball. Now we're not gonna see it. But if you're gonna tell me that Trey Jones is still going to be pretty much be the starter, and like we know that he can feast in this role, I don't mind going right back to Trey Jones. 4-12 from the field last time out, 0-1 from 3. That's not bad, but really it's going to be his playmaking and his defense that he can play. That's what really gets him there, and I don't mind that at 5K. This is going to be your pivot off of Cole Anthony coming up in the later game, because I want to say Cole Anthony got bumped down to like 4,900 and Trey Jones is 5K. So now you got to choose between which value guard are you going to play right there. And Cole Anthony should be higher owned. He's going up against the Pelicans. Trey Jones, that would be your direct pivot off of Cole Anthony when it comes up to that right there. Outside of that, with no Giddey out there, of course, Kobe White, he's going to have to be asked to do quite a lot in regards to scoring. 7,300, you can mess with that. Long as they start Zach Collins, I don't mind getting to him because he is a very good fantasy point per minute player. And versus the Brooklyn Shitters, granted, he is going to have to deal with Claxton. This could be a tougher matchup for him. But we did just see Jared Allen legit destroy going up against him. I understand it's two different type of players. He can still go out there and have a good day, especially if Vooch is still going to be limited. And the Bulls are not on a back-to-back. So, I mean, we might just see full allotment of minutes for might not see the full allotment of minutes, and it could be a 50-50 split right there for them. So Zach Collins more on the lean side, but Trey Jones, Kobe White, Buzelis, of course, 4,800. The price just keeps staying around in this range. Could go out here and be able to pop and have a decent day, but the real value play, the real one that's going to be able to get a boost, because Ayo Dosunmu is still out. Lonzo Ball is out for the play. Josh Giddey is not going to be there. He should slide into the starting lineup. Kevin Huerter, 4,300. I imagine he will be one of the higher owned value plays on today's slate. 28 fantasy points in 34 minutes, 30 minutes versus Miami, 20.25 fantasy points. I honestly can't ask and be too greedy for what I can get from him. Now, starting, I love that 28. 3 of 10 from 3 is not all that great, but being able to stuff the stat sheet and do a couple of things in a lot of areas, I like that. 4,300, definitely value play that I would be considering outside of Trey Jones from this game over here on the spot. Orlando Magic taking on the Pelicans. Like we always say over here for them, Paulo, Franz, both of these guys in good spots. Both of them, it's the Pelicans. It's the Pelicans. We continue to attack teams. We just saw what James Harden, Ivan Zubac, Avisa Zubac, and freaking Kawhi Leonard just did going up against the Pelicans. They play fast. They're going to be able to keep the game close. The Orlando Magic, they play slow, so they should be sped up in the spot. Definitely some more possessions and things like that to come their way in this game. So I do like quite a bit from this game for them. The big one to me is going to be whether or not if Wendell Carter Jr. is going to be able to go out here and just play his minutes. He's seeing 30 minutes in back-to-back games. I like that. I hope that will be the case here, because this is one of those spots where he should be able to go out here and smash. We've talked about it time and time again. Opposing center smash versus the Pelicans. They legit go out here and destroy them. He did not get to play in the game going up against the Pelicans earlier this season. He was out for that. I want to say it should have been Goga that was out there and started for that game. And actually it was. Goga played 27 minutes and dropped 32 fantasy points in that game. So hopefully we can get Wendell Carter Jr. at 4,800 going out there getting that exact same treatment. Outside of that, of course, we could look towards Paulo. Of course, we could look towards Franz. Both these guys. Paulo did not play in the game going up against them early on the season, and Franz did. Franz played 32 minutes. He dropped 46 fantasy points. Either one of these guys are nice mid-tier options. Get you off of like what we have in the Lakers and Minnesota game, or paying up for Cade. I could definitely see a world where instead you fade your main stars in these games right here. And it's gonna be a continuous thing with Orlando, because Orlando is one of those teams where it's like you don't mind kind of getting the bits and pieces, the scraps, the Cole Anthonys, the Wendell Carter Jr.'s, depending on the matchup and things like that. And you only typically play Paulo and Franz when it's like, okay, there's no Giannis on the slate, things of that nature. But if you completely pivot to they are technically in a really good matchup and spot right here, and you play one or two of these guys, we've seen it when it was Paulo going up against Steph Curry, and both those guys, if you had that, they pop for a massive night that night. I can see that being a world where you go like Franz and Zion, or Paulo, Zion, and running back with a Cole Anthony as well, something like that in this game, or Trey Jones or something. I can see a core of that right there being very good on tonight and just being able to destroy the slate. I can, especially just for this game right here. It's sitting at a 217 total, 2-point spread. Yes, one of the lowest total on the slate, but the Pelicans, man, they push the pace. I definitely will be able to see Orlando being able to get a couple more possessions, and I would expect the stars over here to be able to deliver. Cole owes me money, Anthony. He's been paying it off. Finally, I'm glad jumped off the train at the right time, going up against the Houston Rockets. Yes, but now we can get back on, because this is a good matchup, good spot for us to get back and go back to him. And I don't mind that here. KCP versus the Pelicans, when he did play versus them earlier this season, he did put up a fantasy point per minute, 29 minutes, 29 fantasy points. So someone that you can look to. I know that he can pop randomly for good games. 3,700 makes for a nice GPP target and value slot right there. Over here on the Pelican side of things, really do need to know if they are going to start Bruce Browns again, just because Kelly O is still going to be out today. So if we can get that news, if we can know for sure, because then I know Zion will slide back down and we should get Bruce starting. I don't mind going back over to Bruce Brown. He went out there, he played 30 minutes, dropped 26.25 fantasy points. Honestly, looked like he was going to break the slate because he knocked down like every single one of his shots and was just doing so much out there in the first half. Luckily, cooled off in the second half, so I guess we got lucky on that one. But if he is going to start again, I don't mind getting to him. Carlo, if they go big, of course, Carlo, 20 minutes, 26 fantasy points. Carlo, just to me, pretty much seems safe that he is going to play the minutes. He's going to at least play 20, so I don't mind going to Carlo still continuously as a value option. That's definitely going to be there for us, and I will continue to go there. Same thing for Jose Alvarado. He's looking very consistent with his minutes right now, playing over 20 minutes. So 2 value options that you can get to off the bench that you know are going to actually play at least 20. So if you get down there, you know, last spot in, you got to fill it in with something, and you want someone that's going to get there. You don't want to play a KCP or something like that. I definitely don't mind those 2 over there. CJ McCollum, he's in play. Trey Murphy, of course. Zion did not play in the meeting going up against him earlier this season. Triple double again last time out, man. Like, this dude he's good. And when we can see 30-minute Zion, he puts up the numbers, and I do believe that we should get 30-minute Zion. And Zion, of course, like I said, these guys in this game, both Franz, Paulo, and Zion, they are the direct pivots off of the Giannis and Luka that we have today, because their ceiling can be just as high as those guys right there, but the price makes you be able to build a more balanced and better lineup without having to sacrifice and play something that you don't want to play over here. So that's what I'm saying. I don't mind playing Zion here in this spot, definitely, especially if you're showing me that he's going to actually play 30 minutes. I don't mind that at all. Sacramento Kings taking on the Golden State Warriors. Last game that we got up here to go over. Looking at it, if Sabonis is going to be out, then I want to play Jonas Valanciunas. He should be going up against Quentin Post. He should be able to go out here and dominate, and he's been showing it. He's been dominating since he has gotten the start over here for them. Whether or not if it's in 25 minutes, 22 minutes, 23 minutes, he's still going out there putting up 33, 48, 45, 43, 30. He's still doing the work. He's killing it. So I don't mind getting over there, going to that right there. Long as he starts. Sabonis being back, I'm not paying $9,200 for Sabonis, and you shouldn't pay $9,200 for Sabonis either. Like, that's ridiculous and crazy to even think to pay that much. Besides that, really not too much sticks out. Definitely would say that these would be some of the more lower owned studs that we could possibly play. DeMar DeRozan has popped for at least 50 fantasy points in 2 out of the 3 games versus the Golden State Warriors this year. So that's definitely something that we could look towards as a GPP option, another pivot off of some of the higher owned studs that I'm pretty sure everyone else is going to be going to. Outside of that, really, I'm not looking at anything unless you want to believe in the narrative that Zach LaVine might be like, damn, y'all was supposed to trade for me. Y'all didn't trade for me. Bet, let me get on your head top. Like, that would be the only other thing that I could think of over here. But DeMar, Jonas Valanciunas would be the main 2. You can mess with Malik Monk, GPP option right there. But that's pretty much going to be it for me on that side. Going on over to the Golden State Warriors side of things. Jimmy Butler has arrived. Jimmy Buckets has officially arrived. 52, 43, 42. And another good spot where he can do it again. I don't mind Jimmy Butler here at 7,900 going up against them versus the Queens this season. He has dropped 37 and 42 fantasy points versus them. So that's definitely an option that we can go to, and I don't mind it. Steph Curry, he was now he's leveling out. 9,700. I'm not too inclined to want to pay 9,700 for Steph, especially when I got Jimmy out there doing the things that he's doing and how he's looking. I'd rather play Jimmy. If they're going to continue to start Quentin Post out here, that makes for your another value play that you can get to. The kid, if he's able to knock down those threes, knock down the shots, which, you know, Jonas, he's to drop big. He's not going to go out there. Same thing with Sabonis. If Sabonis is out there, Sabonis is a drop big as well. He's not going to go out there. He'll be able to knock down those shots. He can definitely give it to you on the defensive side. Can definitely board and all those other things like that. Would not mind playing Quentin Post at that 4,300 price tag. That'll be my direct pivot off of Zach Collins or something like that. Outside of that, Kuminga being back kind of muddies up the water for me in regards to Moses Moody, Buddy Hield, and those guys over there. So I'm not even going to go there. Draymond Green, 6,400. he's not starting at the center spot, and I can't play him at power forward. So honestly, to me, he's a scratch. I'm not even looking in that direction to play him. It'll be Quentin Post, Jimmy Butler for me, Steph Curry, GPP option that you can mess with. Other than that, that's pretty much it over there for the Golden State Warriors. Good luck to everybody on today's slate. Good luck to you guys on the weekend and everything like that. Be safe. Do what you got to do. Make some money. Make some bread. Peace.